So what Todd Phillips did with this movie is he took everything that everyone liked about the first one and just took it out. That's what he did.
I know, because that's what the point of this movie was. That what it was. It was supposed to piss you off. It was supposed to make you know that he is not Joker. He was never Joker. He was Arthur Fleck. He was never going to be the Joker. And because of that, that's what pissed off every reviewer. And I fucking love it for it.
Well, Neil, that doesn't change the movie. The movie sucks. Like, you can go ahead and be like,
great.
Oh, yeah, he was... No, hold on.
No,
hold
it's
on,
art.
Hold on, Neil.
Don't get the artistic point of it at this point, then.
No. There is something you said for Todd Phillips trying something new and trying to piss everyone off, but there has to be a good movie in there at the same time. And this is not.
There is.
Not by a long
shot. It's an amazing movie.
No, just because he has.
Fucking way.
Are you fucking with me? Really? You
Best Joker by far. By the only Joker better than this is Jack Nicholson.
You're fucking Joker with me, right? Like there's no way you like this movie.
You know, I love it. This movie was made to make you not like the character anymore, to not like the freaking people in the movie. And they made it very clear that he's not Joker, that he is Arthur Fleck. It made it very clear that this is not the real Joker. This is not the real Harley Quinn. This is all bullshit, imaginary bullshit. And it was made to piss off every critic, just like it's pissing me off.
Judge Radulich would stop.
Okay.
First of all, girls, you're both pretty. Okay? And you're both right.
All right.
Here's why.
Thank you.
One, and let me get this out, Neil. It's not a well-made movie. It's entertaining in parts. It's well acted, but it's not a well-made movie. There are giant pacing issues with it. There are narrative beats that are supposed to move the plot forward that don't. It has kind of a tragic ending in that at the end your protagonist decides, I don't want to be this anymore, and then gives up. And then there's an entire next 20 minutes of the movie that don't really track with the rest of it. So we have some lacking of narrative cohesion. The only character in this movie that makes any degree of sense and is stable from beginning to end, in that we know exactly what this character wants, what her motivations are, and everything else, is Harley Quinn. She is exactly what she needed to be from the beginning to the end of the movie. However, you're not wrong, Neil. The movie absolutely was Todd Phillips angry that 5 years ago, a large contingent of agitated men who were kind of suffering in the wake of Me Too and the advent of gender-swapped lead roles in action movies and a whole list of other things. This movie felt like it was speaking for them. Then COVID happened and none of it mattered anymore. But back in 2019, men were pissed. And in some cases, rightly so. A lot of men were feeling like, we have no voice. We can't raise objections. We are being mistreated, and all because, at this point in time, women are taking a stand against absolutely unfair things and bad things. But that painting all men with a negative brush was not the way to go about it, and that's how a lot of men felt. And then comes the Joker, who's speaking for a lot of those men.
Right.
And Todd Phillips was like, that's not what I meant. Like, oh God, what have I done? Yeah. It was Rob's point of like, it's like somebody showed, or Sean's point, somebody showed Todd Phillips Reddit and went, oh no, I didn't mean to do this.
No!
And so,
what have I done?
Wait, hang on. I'm going somewhere with this. And so Warner Brothers hands him a $200 million check and says, make us a sequel to this giant blockbuster, this Avengers level blockbuster. And he goes, Lana Wachowski really had something when Warner Brothers gave her $200 million and said, make us a blockbuster. It's like, I would rather really work through my trauma with the death of my parents. Is that okay? Ugh.
Right.
I don't want to get into that. But my point is, he goes, I'm going to take this $200 million check and make a middle finger, a 2.5 hour middle finger to every man who liked my 2019 Joker and say, you took the wrong messages, you idiots. So here's my response to you. Here's my diss track. Here's my retort of everything you liked about this, everything that you think I was speaking for you. I'm not. Fuck you. Yeah. And in that, it was extremely successful, and it's awesome.
And that's
all
why
three of us like that about this
Joker.
movie. But okay, so you're right that the most insufferable thing about Joker was its rabid fan base. I thought the movie was good. I like Joker, but having then the shit that people are like, Arthur's voice speaks for me. I'm like, what in the actual fuck? So when this came out, I was already kind of dreading it, right? And then they came through, and I was like, okay, Todd Phillips did something where he says, I'm gonna make a movie so they won't give me another $200 million to make a third Joker movie and to say fuck you to people like
Phillips will never work in major Hollywood studio again. Back to the art house with him.
Yeah, which is fine by me. But go ahead, Neil.
Now, 100%. Let's get Joaquin Phoenix's thoughts on this. Right here, he is talking to the lovely Lady Gaga and tells her it is a horrible movie when the two of them are sitting there watching it in the premiere. And she's like, no, it's awesome. And it's like, I don't think it was. Like the lip reader read this of the two of them. Now, yes, it is timing of this movie. There's some timing issues on it. There's definitely it felt weird at like certain parts of it didn't feel like it went together at all and stuff like that.
It was upsetting to watch after we saw Megalopolis. I was like, I wanted
not as upsetting as Heath Ledger's Joker, but just about as bad as.
You need to calm the fuck down about that. This is so the songs were fine, but they're not memorable. If you want to make a musical, make the songs good, and this was just fine. But I do what I did like.
Oh, dude, the Harley Quinn album. I've been listening to it for the last week, dude.
Are you fucking mind?
No, dude, I love it. Like seriously, what's wrong with you? Why can't you let people enjoy music?
It feels like the kind of music you would get on like American Bandstand or like the Dick Van Dyke, that kind of a thing.
Right.
In like the late 70s, early 80s. I think I said on our review, the music feels like it came right off one of those like sketch comedy or no, not sketch comedy. Those shows where they do like different acts.
Oh, variety show.
Thank you. Yeah. It's from a late 70s, early 80s variety show. Sure.
But I love the aspect of it that you don't even know if like half it actually happened or if it was like his own fantasy in this movie. Like there's certain scenes that I don't know if that really happened or if it's him and being inside his mind. Because like there's one where him and Harley Quinn are together in a jail cell. And I don't want to go too much into ruining it or spoiling it. But then like right after
that scene is better than what she does with Adam Driver in House of Gucci. I'll tell you that. It's more believable.
Very more believable. But
anyway.
But then the next scene is like literally them talking to the girl from the first Joker, saying that most of his relationships or things are all in his head, that none of it was actual real. Robert
had a really keen observation that you see the Pepe Le Pew cartoon at the beginning of the movie, and then at the end you see it again, and he thinks that everything from the first time you see Pepe to the last time you see Pepe is all in Arthur's head. So what you see at the end of the movie is actually what happened, and none of the movie is real.
Wow, that made this movie even 10 times better.
Calm down with the better part of this, because
dude, this might be Deadpool Wolverine. I mean, this is like literally one of my favorite.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if we come in here and this is even in your top 10. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
At the end of the year when we come and do the top and his is Joker, I will laugh my fucking ass off.
I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. But so I didn't enjoy this thing.
You're gonna be like, Neil, What are you taking an asshole podcaster and his poor choices? You get what you deserve, bang.
Yes. So
Chris
I didn't like this movie. Yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't like this movie. I thought the pacing was terrible. I thought that I liked the idea that he was giving a finger to every incel who's jerking off in this room. This movie, that's cool, but that
nice
doesn't make a good movie.
Jesus Christ! Not every one of them was like an angry incel.
Yeah, and the thing is, the pacing could have been done on purpose to make it make you seem like uncomfortable, but you can't realize exactly what's going on. Kind of make you like
I'm
Arthur
fine with
Fleck,
being
uncomfortable, and he not knowing what's going on.
Look, here's the thing.
I have no problem being uncomfortable. Go ahead. Sorry.
Todd Phillips' thing about he's speaking through the Joker character, saying, I don't want you to see this guy as a symbol. I don't want you to like him. The idea was not to like him. And so having the Joker character, where he starts off with he's no longer the Joker, he's just Arthur, and then he meets Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga is like, I only thing I liked about you was the Joker. So he gets back into it again, and then he cross-examines Puddles, and Puddles like, you scared the fuck out of me, pal. And he's like, oh, well, I don't feel good about any of this, and I don't want to do this anymore. I just want this woman. I just want to get out of here and start over again with this woman. And the woman's like, the only thing about you that I liked was being the Joker. And then, like, here's the thing: had the movie just ended there, had the movie just ended with Harley, there's rumors going around the original ending is Harley kills him and takes over being the Joker, which is a much better ending, and it would have improved the movie 100 times. It also would have caused rioting.
The ending,
okay? Like 20 years ago or 20 years from now, do that ending, and you don't quite have like the Critical Drinker-esque audience out there that is about stick of women taking over male-dominated roles. So you can get away with it. Right now, you can't have Harley Quinn taking over as the Joker. People will burn the theater down. But it goes to what it would have made the story make more sense. This was about him going, I never wanted any of this. Like, if you think about what he says to Murray in the first one, that clip you played was actually like brilliant, because he's like, because I can hear myself say the same thing. Like, have you been outside lately? People are indecent to each other. People hate each other. And it's like, you just can't get through your day anymore without people tearing you down and acting like animals. Preach, brother. So like, he didn't want to be a symbol. He was just like, he got pushed into this when his moral compass, his civilizing pillars, and his social contracts were all destroyed in the first movie. That's what came out of him. So when we meet him here, he's like, yeah, I don't want any of this. And then Lady Gaga is like, no, this is the best thing about you. And he's like, okay. And he's rolling with it. And then he confronts Puddles, and Puddles is like, I don't care that you let me live. You might as well have killed me. I died that day. I died in that apartment along with Slappy because you scared me so badly.
Right.
I couldn't handle it anymore, and I don't sleep anymore, and this isn't a life worth living. And then he's like, and then the guards gang rape him. Sorry. And like, well, I don't really want to be this anymore. This isn't worth it. And then, well, at least I still have this woman who loves me, and then she doesn't. That's it. That's your whole movie. The fact this goes on for another 20 minutes bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think literally at that point, I think that should have been the cutoff of that movie. On top of that, I was just thinking about this, since it is a reflection on trying to get everybody pissed off, the people that love the first one, and try to get rid of that toxic masculinity going on. Do you think that's why they created it to be a musical? Because, toxic males don't like musicals.
Oh yeah, they sat down with a list. It was like Eric Bischoff on making Nitro. How many ways could I be pissed off the white male angry fan base? Well, step one, musical.
Yeah,
which was the best part of this
movie.
They
picked two things that they didn't like, and they put together.
The musical numbers in this were awesome.
I thought they didn't move the story along at all. It didn't bother me that much. It broke down the pacing. I didn't like the courtroom drama with what the fuck is going on? Again, I don't feel betrayed by this movie. I didn't really have a deep connection to the first one. I'm just kind of upset I spent 2 hours and 18 minutes watching it.
I love the fact that this movie 100% said, hey, guess what? This was never the real Joker. Fuck the Joker. Fuck you thinking the Joker's cool. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Right all to hell. And I love the fact of that because now I know 100% this is not my Joker. But it was a good movie just because of what it did.
Here's the last thing I'm going to say on this, and then I'm done. I'm done talking about this movie forever. Warner Brothers should sue Todd Phillips. They should absolutely sue that man. This movie is a dereliction of duty. It has nothing to do with my personal taste in the movie. I told you, like my daughter liked it. She was entertained. I was entertained. My son thought it was the worst thing he'd ever seen. Smart boy. My thing is, like I said about Lana Wachowski and The Matrix Reborn or whatever the fuck the name of the movie was called. If I tell Neil, here's $200 million, go make me a crowd-pleasing winner, and he brings back 5 hours of him scolding Chris and Chris crying, I'm suing. I will sue. That is not what I asked for. That is a breach of contract.
Yeah.
Todd Phillips, they don't. Nobody understands, seemingly, with who has any power in Hollywood, why Joker was as popular as it was, why it resonated with the crowd that it did. And Chris, you can say all day long, like, oh, incels. That I guess I'm an incel because it resonated with me too. I sat in my car after that, and I talked about this publicly, so it's not like this is news. But I left that movie and went out to my car and openly sobbed, like full body heaving sobs. And the reason why was I could absolutely see myself becoming someone like that if you took everything away, like fucking Job. If you take everything away from me and I have nothing to cling to that civilizes me, that there's no moral rock for me to cling to. Yeah, I would be that guy. And I don't like that about myself. I don't like that about anybody. But I especially don't like that deep inside is this angry, raging, tragic, sad person that could lash out violently against people. And that's in more people than you think. And that's what the movie was talking about. That like we can't continue to tear each other down. We're going to create feral animals out of the civilization.
But that's definitely what Todd Phillips wanted with the first one to do to people. Was the way you reacted to it, and he didn't want to give an army of people who really resonated with Arthur the way he was in this. Instead of saying, I'm glad I'm not that way.
But my only counterpoint to that is if you listen to, for what this is worth, if you listen to Andre from Midnight's Edge talk about the Joker symbol, like people were using it in protests, but they were like protesting what they felt like deaf governments that were not listening to its people. Government, in situations around the world, in South America, Europe, what have you, where they felt like we as a people don't have a voice and the government is just being capricious and doing things that are hurting the people. And so like there were protests with the Joker masks on kind of saying like, no, like we're people and you're hurting us. You're not working for us. That's not how this is supposed to go. So again, I think it's a little, and I'm not picking at you, but I think it's short shrift to be like, oh, angry incels. Like that's one part of the group. And that's what Todd Phillips lost his fucking mind about, which brings me back to sue his ass, Warner Brothers.
So this is the thing I gotta say about this, my final thought about this, right here next to me, I have literally thousands of dollars in Joker comic books, some of the most original. Like, I mean, here's the original 1975 Joker comic that came out, like, in the original. I have the first appearance of Harley Quinn right here.
Keep going, but hang on.
But see, all this stuff right here. And this movie, well, dang it, I wanted him to be a part of the point. I don't know if he can even hear me. What happened?
You might be able to. He had said, hold on.
I don't know if he can hear me. I know. Oh my gosh. All right. He had to. Oh, wait a minute. Is he getting attacked by another hurricane? Everybody, Mark may be getting attacked by his third hurricane right now. The state of Florida probably have a weather. Let's see. Is there weather? What's the weather in Florida right now? Okay. So, Mark, are you being attacked by your third hurricane now? Was that your third hurricane? Oh, nice. I have that too. Not here. Oh yeah, I got the entire Joker War series right here. Yeah, I got the entire Joker War series right here. Oh yeah, got that one too. Yeah, see,
I
good
also
job.
have the Brian Azzarello Joker book.
But
I just couldn't find it myself.
So this is what my point is. I have all this right here that tells me what the Joker is like in the comic books. And not either one of these movies had anything to do with anything Joker ever. I've read all these comic books more than once in my life, more than 100 times probably. And Todd Phillips' Joker has nothing to do with any of it except for he has a painted face. Like, and that's it. That's not even Joker. If your skin's not bleached, you're not Joker.
I said at the time when we reviewed it in 2019, Joker is a great movie that has nothing to do with the character.
Exactly. And that's what I love most about this second movie is that it totally still has nothing to absolutely do with anything comic book whatsoever.
And that's, I mean, that is a valid thing to like about this. It basically says to anyone who loved the character and related to the character on that way, go fuck yourself. Like this isn't what you wanted. and you know,
like, I mean, if we were going to put them in order, yeah, like right here, this is an order of how I like the Jokers. You know, Jack Nicholson first, Mark Hamill is like tied. Then you got Jared Leto, who did a great job. Then Joaquin Phoenix, and all the way over at the side, there's Mr. Heath Ledger. Who cares about that one?
Did you read the Three Jokers book? Because
yeah, I have it right here.
One of the things I love about Three Jokers, it's terrible, by the way, but one of the things I liked about the concept of the Three Jokers was the idea that Joker is not the same Joker over time, in the sense of there was the goofy kind of Silver Age Joker who robbed banks, but he robbed banks, you know, dressed as a court jester. There's the like criminal mastermind Joker. Then you have like the more killing jokish Joker of he is chaotic evil. And he just exists to fuck with Batman. And, you know, it's the same Joker that they have in the Injustice story,
like that one,
where it's like, I've run out of ideas fucking with Batman. This gets me nowhere. I am the Joker in Injustice is like that girlfriend who breaks up with you because you're not challenging enough. She's like,
I know, right?
Like, I'm gonna go take this other asshole because that'll ignite my fire. That one he might rough me up a bit.
He might beat me.
Yeah. So there's that, and then there's the lunatic Joker. If I remember correctly, there was the gangster Joker. There was the
gangster Joker. The lunatic is kind of like the stand-up comedian one.
Yeah,
that kind of went nuts. Yeah.
My point is, like, I like the idea that I know you hate Heath Ledger's Joker, and you can be wrong, but like, you know, Heath Ledger's Joker, you know, is an interpretation of the Joker, and I think it works. I like the idea that he's the chaotic evil one of like what he says to Batman in The Dark Knight, I think is brilliant. He was just like, I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught it. You know, he's like, I want to see what you'll do. He's like, you killed half a dozen people trying to get me to this point. I want to see what you'll do next. That's, to me, the Joker.
It's very Joker.
But you could also have the Jack Nicholson Joker, who's the more gangstery Joker. Yep. You know, you can have Mark Hamill's Joker from, you know, Batman the Animated Series, which every person who didn't get past the age of 13 mentally seems to enjoy. You know, and I also I liked Jared Leto's interpretation of the Joker. He again, great Joker in all the wrong movies.
Yes.
You know, the kid who played the Joker on Gotham actually wasn't bad either.
Oh no, yeah, I loved him. The guy, he's also the guy who plays on Jedi Survivor, the video game.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the Cal. That's the same guy.
So, like,
and maybe
the idea that this
maybe Barry Keoghan will be a better
Joker
coming up.
Ugh.
So
stop making those movies. No, my only other thing is just because you brought it up was I don't mind this interpretation of the Joker of somebody who got pushed past the breaking point and out came, you know, he was already a mentally ill person, and then you broke everything around him, and this is what came out. And I said at the time, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face, not that it matters anymore, they should have never done a sequel to it. You got lucky that thing made $1 billion because it was lightning in a bottle. You released it at the right time with the right audience right before the world ended. Do not do this again. And Lizard Brain, la 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 la, make us, and here we are.
Which we got a great album from it, at least.
Super.
I mean, how many of the tracks did you listen to on the Harley Quinn album, Chris?
I didn't listen to it because I don't know the music in it. I knew watch it and know the music in it.
You can't review the movie if you don't know the music behind it, man.
That's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. But Neil, what's your score in this? And be fucking honest with me.
I'd say about a 3.9. Like, literally, I liked it, but it wasn't like it didn't change the world for me. I just knew if I told you I liked it, that you're going to get more and more pissed off. So I loved firing that fuel today. But to be honest, like by the end of it, it was I still love the fact that it just basically says that the Joker never existed. I love that whole story of this movie. And I love that they added music just to piss people off. And like, I love everything about how this movie and why this movie was made. But I have to agree the pacing issues are bad. With Mark, I have to agree the last 20 minutes of the movie shouldn't even existed. It's like you should just cut it off and it'd have been great. We could have been fine.
Honestly, they had Harley just kill him on the steps and the cops and then fade to black and all you hear are the sirens.
Yep. Boom. We're done. We should make Hollywood movies, man.
Hot Dog the movie, Hamburger the movie. Neil, can we get together a Nude Nuns with Big Guns remake?
Oh my gosh! A new Nuns with Big Gun. I totally forgot that movie existed.
I'm gonna bring it every podcast.
3.9. I love that. I still would love to see a Joker movie at some point. At some point, can we have Joker in a movie?
This is 2.6. The only thing I like about it is what it did to the people that wanted to like it. You know, they wanted this to be the first one.
Who bullied you?
I didn't like the movie. I didn't think it was well made, but like again,
show us on the doll where they touched you.
Jesus.
But again, I still sure this is.
Here's me dancing on the line. Here's Neil pushing me over it.
Yeah, I still short of giving you the STD tag because it did what it did to the people that really were looking forward to this thing. Other than that, I thought it wasn't that well made. So Joker Folie do.
I give it a solid. I give it a solid meh. Like I said, I was entertained in parts, but at the end of it, I also pulled my son to the side and he was like, "Oh my god, that's 2.5 hours of my life I want back."
All right, I'm on RottTomatoes.com. What's the score by the audience?
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I had to mute myself. I'm just coughed my lung out.
Just cough like I do.
But anyway, audience score on this is definitely going to be 45%.
32%, lower than you thought it'd be.
That's higher than I thought it was. I thought it was like a 1.
All right, Neil, what's the critic score on Joker?
97%.
32%. Here's the critics' consensus. Joaquin Phoenix
I didn't even hear you.
33. 33.
Nobody liked this movie. The critics hated it, and the audience hated it.
So critics' consensus is Joaquin Phoenix, the promised Joker, takes a stand in a sequel that dances around while the story remains still. Although Lady Gaga's wildcard energy gives Folie do some verve. And there's actually an audience says in this one too. Audience says a broken Joker and his lady's voice provide Folie do enough kindling to keep a tepid fire burning for the clown prince of crime.